Welcome back to the WNBA draft. We are just about to see who's going to get drafted to our brand new team as the Golden State Valkyries. Now that is on the clock right now, and it's 8:07 p.m. Now,
so tricky because they are starting the foundation of their team, and they, like we've said, they could go in so many different directions. To me, an electrifying guard that fans are just going to love to watch and be mesmerized with the ball. And I'm a little biased from the guard position, but truly, when we think about some of the guards, we talked about Georgia Amoore. She is so fun to watch, plays with so much joy. Isaiah James, those type of players that fans just fall in love with. When you're starting a franchise, to me, that is a great piece to start with.
Yeah, and certainly when you look at this
is the first team, so this first expected team in WNBA since 2008.
And if they decided to go to a player like Georgia Amoore, she could be their starting point guard who, as you put it, can be electrifying for the fans and help you win some games.
We'll play home games at Chase Center. Some Warriors.
Valkyries' first ever pick is about to be
now let's see who's going to be the first pick of the Golden State Valkyries. Let's see who will be.
With the 5th pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, the Golden State Valkyries select Juste Jochite from Lithuania.
So a little bit of a surprise, but Drea, here's a southpaw shooter who you watch her on film, and wow, is she talented.
Well, one thing we didn't talk about with this Golden State Valkyries team is how they are heavy on international players. Juste is a dynamic, electrifying guard. She is a lefty.
That's the Justine Joyce. You don't even know who that is anyway. But now I'm sure this is a brand new team since 2018. I'm sorry, 2008.
Will be excited to watch because of the way she is with the ball in her hands.
Yeah, it's good size. At 6 feet tall, she navigates the pick and roll well. She can drive to the
so after we watch this,
but it really is interesting the breadth of the international flavor that they have on this Valkyries roster.
Now it's interesting because one of the things you think about with a team like the Valkyries is how they might be able to supplement their roster after next season. We know that the vast majority of this league is going to be a free agent at the end of 2025. Players strategically lining up their deals for a new collective bargaining agreement. 105 of the 132 players in this league will be free agents following the 2025 season. Only 2 players not on rookie contracts that will be free agents. And that's one of the ways the Valkyries will be able to build their roster after next year to add to what they're doing culturally.
Which is what's really interesting to me when you look at Golden State, because realistically, this is not a team that's contending for a championship this year. Certainly not. This is probably not a team that is contending for a playoff spot. So they will most likely find themselves in the draft lottery next year and has a ton of cap space where they can go out and potentially afford 3 of the top level free agents. And, you know, with all of the things that they have to show those players as they come in as opponents this year, it could be a really interesting place to want to go.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, right? You talk about the facility that they have in place already, the tickets that they're selling out of for their arena, and also the synergy that they have between the Golden State Warriors. We've seen Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr, Stephen Curry wear Golden State Valkyries gear. So it seems to be a city that is very bought into this new team.
It's also because they have the best looking uniforms and gear in all of the WNBA.
It is outstanding. Meanwhile, we've seen 2 picks already this round from Washington, and now the 6th overall pick. Washington's 3rd pick of the first round is in. To get it, we go back to the podium. Kathy Engelbert has pick number 6.
With the 6th pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, the Washington Mystics select Georgia Amoore, University of Kentucky.
You see Russell Westbrook applauding. He styled Georgia Amoore tonight, the first NBA player to ever outfit a WNBA draftee. And Georgia is going to Washington with the 6th overall pick. This is one of the most electrifying players in the country. We saw her take Virginia Tech to a Final Four a couple of years ago, follow Coach Kenny Brooks to Kentucky, and really perform in the SEC this year.
And that was one of the biggest things. The way that Georgia Amoore elevated and expanded her game this past season at Kentucky in the SEC. One thing that Washington wants to do is play fast. And Georgia Amoore is incredible at playing fast, but also playing under control. She has such a great ability to manipulate the defense. She doesn't just react to the defense. She makes the defense shift where she wants them to, and she can find her teammates. She creates her own shot. The way that she creates space with the ball in her hands, to me, she is going to be an excellent pro. It's a great pick for Washington.
Yeah, I mean, the knock on her is that she's only 5'6", but she was able to get her shots off against some of the bigger defenders in the SEC this year, had career highs in points per game, assists per game, field goal percentage as well. And you see the Washington Mystics draft room, and you look at the 3 picks that they took already here in the first round, all 3 of those players could potentially start for the Washington Mystics this season.
Gonna make it exciting, and Georgia is with Holly.
Georgia, this is such an exciting moment for you. Your
Yep,
family is
yes,
there.
Georgia
So,
Amoore.
Ballarat, Australia is a long way away.
Yes, Georgia.
How did the journey start for you to be standing on this stage tonight?
And she admitted her way to the stage already.
And Kiki,
Yeah.
I've always said I want to play with Sony, and I love Kiki deep down to the core. So I'm excited to be with them. I'm excited to be with the Mystics. But Ballarat, man, that's a long way away. But I've taken every opportunity that's opened up, made the most of it, and now I'm here.
Okay, I have to say this one for the shorties because I've never been taller than a draft pick. I'm so excited right now. But you are literally, and I'm in heels, let's be fair. But you are an athlete. I think people get caught up in size instead of your skill. You played cricket, netball, taekwondo, Australian rules football. You are a competitor at the highest level. How can you bring that to the league?
Yeah, I think just for as long as people have called me too short, I've been working on how to counteract that. You know, it's not a shock to me. I know that I have to work in different ways, use my brain a little bit more, but with my competitive background, I think I have a little bit of that dog in me that's going to keep me fighting.
Best step back ever. How did you develop that move? Like literally you gain space.
Yeah, these quads and Coach Brooks.
All right, thanks for showing them off, Russell Westbrook. Good job showing off the quads. Thank you,
Holly.
Terrific stuff, Holly. And love that shot of Georgia's sister. Meanwhile, the Connecticut Sun are now on the clock. Wow, it is a
Connecticut Sun is on the clock right now, and
take a look at their starting lineup from Game 5 of the semifinals this past season. Guess what? They're all gone. First team in WNBA history to lose all 5 starters from a previous final playoff game. This is a Connecticut Sun team that has been a perennial contender over the last half-decade plus. But it's a different day in Connecticut, and it starts with this draft.
Yeah, but they don't want to call this a rebuild for them. They're looking at it more as a reset. And when you look at the pieces that they have been able to sign, yes, they lost that group that brought them to the playoffs and the finals all those years. This is their potential starting lineup. This is a solid group. And yes, they do need to get some quality picks, which they will. And these are 2 picks that have a great opportunity to not only make the roster, but get playing time as well. But this is a solid group that I think is able to contend for a playoff spot this coming season.
You know, it's fascinating when we think about the Connecticut Sun. They have had this personality for the last 10 years of this toughness and the defense, and they're gonna beat up on you and make the game so tough and so physical. No matter who their coach was, the personality stayed the same because of the players on the floor. Now they have a new coach. They're getting new players on the floor. This is a turning point for Connecticut to still have success, but maybe it looks a little different than we've ever seen.
All right, let's see who is headed to Mohegan. We find out right now from Kathy Engelbert. Back to the podium with the 7th pick of this year's draft.
With the 7th pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, the Connecticut Sun select Anissa Morrow.
yes, Anissa Morrow. Hey.
Well, Kim Mulkey applauding as Anissa celebrates after going 7 overall to the Connecticut Sun. And it's funny, Dre, you talk about the personality of the Connecticut Sun, and Anissa Morrow really fits into that mold of that tough grinder. Just an incredible collegiate career.
Well, when you think about drafting players, right, and when you think about a team that is starting new, you want to bank on the things you can count on, and you want to bank on what you know. And what does Connecticut know? They have a player that is going to work relentlessly. Undersized, maybe, but it has never mattered in her career. You know what to expect with Anissa Morrow. And even though opponents know what to expect from Anissa Morrow, they have not had an answer throughout her career. She is such a hard worker, skilled, can finish around the rim, works on the defensive end, can put the ball on the floor. She can also have potential to expand her game out to the three-point line, which will make her even more of a dynamic pro.
I'm really fascinated by Anissa Morrow in her game. She averaged just under 19 points a game this past season, 13 and a half rebounds per game, led the nation in that, 5 offensive rebounds per game. This is a young woman who was only 6'1", but found a way to do it even against teams that had pro length. She has been incredible in her production throughout her career.
Second most double-doubles in D1 history, only Courtney Paris with more, and Anissa is with Holly Rowe.
Anissa, they say iron sharpens iron. And I look at the table that you're sitting at. Your parents were great athletes at Nebraska. Even your grandma Julia played basketball. How has this family poured into you to make you the athlete and competitor that you are?
They challenge me every day to work as hard as I possibly can. Growing up on the south side of Chicago was hard. And just continuing to push and thrive to be the best person that I possibly could be. Try to set that example for those behind me that's looking up. And they want to be able to accomplish what I have, and I feel like I've done a great job with that.
Your coach, Kim Mulkey, said something to me this year that was really interesting. She said, Anissa is not hungry, she's starving. Your work ethic is unparalleled. What can you be in the WNBA?
I feel like I could go in there and try to be unstoppable. I want to go up in there and work as hard as I possibly can and come in there as confident as I possibly can as well. And just learn from my bets. Be a sponge and learn as much as I can.
You've shown that you can do that all along the way. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
Something else Kim Mulkey told us, the lights are always on for Anissa Morrow, the way she practices day in, day out. And at Mohegan Sun, they are fired up to have Anissa Morrow join their franchise. Connecticut with another pick coming up in just a moment. But hey, catch the 2025 rookies in action with WNBA League Pass, where you could stream 200+ live games this season for only $34.99 per year. It's a layup. Scan the QR code to subscribe today. Students get 40% off. Who is going to join Anissa in Connecticut with the 8th overall pick?
So,
get to find out right now. Kathy Engelbert back to the podium with that selection.
and who's going to be the 8th pick? I have to find out. I know Georgia A. Morris now joining the Connecticut Sun. Let's see.
With the 8th pick in the
Let's see who will be.
2025 WNBA draft, the Connecticut Sun select Sanaya Rivers from NC State.
Yes, Sanaya Rivers from NC State.
We've seen Sanaya Rivers help lead NC State on deep tournament runs, including the Final Four a season ago. A very athletic, talented lead guard, coached by Wes Moore at NC State, here to take in this moment. And now Sanaya headed to Connecticut to join Anissa Morrow.
Sanaya Rivers is a 6'1" long guard, and you mentioned she played lead guard for NC State, but she will most likely fill the wing position in the WNBA and can do so much from there as an elite level athlete. So good off the bounce, can get to the rim smoothly, has the mid-range pull-up, will need to expand her range out to 3 a little bit, but I know the Connecticut Sun and Morgan Tuck are thrilled because these are the 2 players they were hoping were going to be available at their picks in Morrow and Rivers.
What was said in the introductory press conference for the Connecticut Sun was that they wanted to share the ball, have ball movement, and have a conquering defense. And I know we're talking offense here, but there were only 3 players in D1 this past season with 100 assists, 50 steals, and 40 blocks. Juju Watkins, Sarah Strong, and Sanaya Rivers. Her ability to impact the game on both ends of the floor with athletic plays like that. She is shifty, she is long, she's got great length. Her presence on both ends gives a lot of speed and energy to this Connecticut Sun team.
Sanaya is with Holly.
Well, Sanaya, you wanted to talk about your family tonight. Both of your parents played, Jimmy and Dee. Tell me what you want to say about your family.
I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. may not have came from riches, but I came from family of love. And just the fact that they're here supporting me, they're all in the stands, it just means the world to me. They've sacrificed a lot to get me here, so I'm more than grateful.
Shout out Wilmington, right?
Shout out Wilmington.
Tell me a little bit. Every time I watch you play, I feel like you unlock something else. You've just begun to scratch the surface of what you can be. What can you be?
I think I can be great in this league. I think I just need confidence. I think I need to be surrounded around a great team, great coaching staff. I feel like I'm versatile. I feel like I can bring whatever I need to a team, whatever they need, defensive end, offensive end. Yeah, I'm just ready to be able to be a sponge and grasp whatever I can from my vets.
Can't wait to watch you play. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations to Sanaya Rivers. Now the LA Sparks are on the clock.
Now the Los Angeles Sparks is now on the clock, and we will find out and see who will get drafted when we come back after these messages. Don't go anywhere.